Where?
All right. Well, see this shirt here?
Yes.
The shirt has just been taken out of the bag this morning from the cleaners because I had it done locally. It's all wrinkled. This is
Oh, it wasn't just taken out of the bag this morning, was it?
I mean, this was just pressed and cleaned.
Oh, boy.
I had this shirt laundered and dry clean typed. See?
It is wrinkled. The pocket's wrinkled.
Yeah, that's because some of the Orientals in America are wonderful people, but they all learn how to press a little better. No ticky, no washy, but getty thy straighty, okay? Now, of course, there are a lot of nice people who are of Oriental persuasion who are working in the dry cleaning business, and we salute you.
Salute.
But to my dry cleaner, hey, get it straight. In fact, I changed dry cleaners this morning because of that.
Well, I don't blame you.
Gone right up to Twinsburg now today.
There's a nice crease, though, in the arm.
What about this pocket?
Well, there's too many creases there.
See, I usually have it put on a hanger, so I said, hey, why don't you fold them this time? Oh, okay. Oh, Jay, you want to buy gum? All right. We got a lot of topics. Is the gateway dead or isn't it?
Hey, it's just a mound of confusion.
The official meeting where the Cavaliers were going to say the deal is off was scheduled for 1 o'clock today. Now, see, here's the confusion. You read the plain dealer, everything is gonna be okay.
It's rosy.
Hey, don't worry about a thing. Of course, on the radio this morning, Thomas Chema said the deals are off.
Yes.
But in the plain dealer, it says everything going to be... Gateway goes into extra innings. By the way, all of a sudden the coffee has this little aftertaste.
I told you.
Like Windex. See, when you spray Windex to clean all the ashes off, you're supposed to avoid spraying the Windex into your coffee cup. Because the blue stuff is supposed to be equal, not Windex, right? I'll get a fresh cup. That sort of blah. Oh, I got clean lungs today, boy.
See?
So the Cavaliers were supposed to agree or disagree as of yesterday. Now, see, the people up in Cleveland, I talked to some friends, they don't know from nothing because they read the plain dealer.
And the plain dealer makes it look great.
The plain dealer on this story has not presented news. I mean, let's be honest. And neither has the three major television stations. There has been a lot of arm twisting on this, has there not?
I agree.
Yeah. What you see and hear, I mean, this is a little embarrassing coming from people from the news media, but the three channels, 3, 5, and 8, and the plain dealer have not presented news to the people of Cuyahoga County. They have presented the gateway point of view. Every once in a while, they got in a zinger, and then the next day there was a retraction. Did you ever notice that? So everybody down here, if you're listening to us up there, we know that the gun supposedly told Wayne Jones weeks ago that the deal was off, thus freeing up all the money for the stadium. Now, that could be off. Who knows? The point is, when I talked to one of my spies up to the north, they said, oh, no, both or none, both or none. Well, we've known for a long time there would not be both or none. There would either be both or one. The Indians should go along. I mean, what a team that's as boring as sin really needs is a new stadium for $390 million. So
as far as we are concerned,
why don't you call the Cavs and see what they're going to do now?
Our Cavs our calls are all out.
Your calls are all in or out.
Out. We
In or
made the
out.
calls about 8 o'clock this morning.
Okay. So hopefully we'll hear from somebody who will say, what does the calling off of the meeting at 1 o'clock? Maybe that's bad news for Summit County. Maybe the meeting that would have been, I assume, the severing of the deal with the Cavs, that would have been good news. Or maybe no deal is good news for Summit County, not for, I don't know.
They canceled the meeting because they didn't have anything to say.
Well, if they cancel, you're talking about the Cavs or the Guns or
the 1
Chema?
o'clock meeting, okay, with Chema. The Gateway meeting was canceled because they couldn't tell you anything.
Well, if the Gateway people couldn't tell you anything, is not June 30th passed?
Well, today is July 1st.
It isn't on our calendar.
Not in the studio.
Not in the studio. It's still June 30th. But in reality, it's July 1st, so the deadline has passed. The deal should be dead. The Indians should sign an agreement, put a brand new stadium together, and have all these minor leaguers hit 210 for the rest of their lives and live happily ever after.
Who could want more?
That's right. So anybody want to take a guess, anybody doing some super snooping, you give us a buzz on that. Now we move on to other topics. Well, let's start with the newsy stuff. It is possible that George Bush will name today Emilio Garza to be the new Supreme Court Justice nominee. Now, you see, there has already been some zingers because there are a lot of people who say he has to name a minority. Well, if you haven't looked lately, Emilio Garza of San Antonio, who is not liked at all because he doesn't have enough experience. He's not black, he's Hispanic. He is a male, not a female. He plays bowling and not golf. I mean, this could go on and on. He's too conservative, see. Emilio Garza is too conservative for all the fruitin' tootin' people in America. So that possibly, not necessarily, possibly will be the name he names today. We'll have to see.
We'll see.
See, then there was a man on television who said, if he's not going to name a black gentleman with liberal ideas, naming a black man with conservative ideas is not a good idea because we want to make fun of the guy Bush picks. And if he picks a black conservative, we can't make fun of him.
We're stuck.
Yeah, so pick a white conservative. If you're going to pick a conservative, don't pick a black man because then that takes all the fun out of harassing him. All right, that's what the guy said, basically. Do you believe that we should tell Mother Teresa to mind her own business? Is that a polite thing?
Why? What's she up to these days? She's been so quiet lately.
Well, that's true because she's been saving up her strength for this one. Mother Teresa, who obviously doesn't live in America and is not an American, is getting involved in American politics. And Mother Teresa politely, mind your own business. Mother Teresa has appealed to a Pennsylvania judge to spare the life of a convicted child murderer.
Based on what?
Well, because do what Jesus would do, forgive him. Let him go, she says to the judge. Mother Teresa says, do what Jesus would do, forgive him, she said during a hearing over a speakerphone from Rome. Now, how did this child murderer ever get Mother Teresa to show up as a character witness? I mean, talk about, what was that we had, the statements about the impact statements?
The victim's impact
Well, this would be the reverse. This is an impact statement on behalf of the murderer. This man who is supposed to die is Stephen Dunn, age 32, convicted of first-degree murder in the beating death of his girlfriend's 16-month-old child. He faces a sentence of death by lethal injection or life in prison. Killing a child, he has done a terrible thing, Mother Teresa said. He should be forgiven and the chance to make reparation.
So what if he doesn't?
Wrong. Mother Teresa, stay with your churchly ways and leave the secular world, leave the driving to us. I think very politely, we shouldn't chastise the woman. She's a wonderful woman. Mother Teresa, mind your own European business. This is America. We don't allow child murderers to be let go. Only Dick Celeste does that. Anybody want to, without feeling they're going to get the Maloiki, give us a buzz on that one? Okay. The first federal judge to be convicted of bribery is U.S. District Judge Robert F. Collins, a black man. That's embarrassing to the black community. The only reason why he's first is the 75 other white judges, they never got called into court. Did I say that accurately? Okay, we move to our numero uno subjecto. Ooh. Now, this is not a slam against women, because women are wonderful. However, some women didn't listen to me. I told you to remain faithful while your husband, who was remaining faithful overseas in the desert, in the Persian Gulf, wasn't getting any nookie. Some of you people didn't listen to me, and the Desert Storm divorces are going to be a bigger massacre than what happened to the Iraqis. Listen to this. Near Fort Riley, there were 300 divorce cases filed between January 1st and May 15th. But the last 2 weeks of May, from May 15th to May 30th, 140 were filed in 2 weeks. So that means since the war since the boys were shipped overseas at Fort Riley, 440 women divorced their husbands. Ooh. You didn't have to have any sex while he was gone. You could remain abstinent.
How?
Your husband didn't have any sex.
How do you know it was just the husbands who were all gone?
Well, there's very few women over there. Come on. All right, let's move on to Fort Bragg, North Carolina, 82nd Airborne. This divorce lawyer, Renee Rothrock, said her business tripled to 300 new cases in the 2 months since the paratroopers came back. Another 300 spouses, we won't call them men or women, we'll call them spouses, divorcing their loving spouses, okay? Fort Campbell, Kentucky, home of the 101st Airborne. There were 122 divorce petitions in April, and then 159 in May. More and more. Fort Hood in Texas. They got a good beer down there. The nation's largest Army bases. 229 divorces were filed in April. Divorces in San Antonio jumped from 494 in December to 840 in April.
That is surprising.
December to April. So let's see here. That's 1,300. We're talking about, in just the 5 military bases I'm talking about, 2,000 divorces. And, of course, most of the cases are when the women couldn't go without sex or their mate. Why are you shaking your hand?
No, you can't say that most of the cases are because women didn't want to go without
Almost all.
sex.
I won't say most. Almost every
There
case.
can be a number of reasons.
Such as what?
Such as anything. Such as...
Now, wait a second. Now, if you're telling me that, okay, a few of these thousands of divorces, here he comes to save the day. It's a wonderful Persian Gulf parade. Divorce. I mean, come on now. Come on. All right, so the woman in Detroit had her husband shot. Okay? So that was, you can understand that. I can?
No, you can.
Okay, I can't. So she had her husband shot. But thousands and thousands. Now, I can understand how a woman might divorce her husband while he was in Vietnam because she probably thought he was having a good time. Right?
Wow.
American young women from the 60s and 70s thought their husbands went overseas to Vietnam, they had a good time, when in reality it was hell here on earth, right? So the women were wrong, and there were what? 57,000 suicides. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
57,000 Vietnam veterans committed suicide when they came back, after most of them was divorced by their, and they had other problems too. So I know I'd like to get some of the nice ladies out there to either defend or zing these women who have decided to divorce the husbands. It says here, the guns were long silent, and Army, was this, Private First Class, Peter Holmes, returned, doesn't that sound like some guy who was in porno movies? Returned to his home to find that his marriage was a casualty of the Persian Gulf War. Instead of a blissful May 1st reunion with his wife of 11 months, Holmes found her living with another soldier who didn't go to war. See, sex. She took everything, including the dog, he said.
Well, she's wrong.
Maybe at first she was sleeping with a dog.
Oh, let's hope not.
You know what they say, let sleeping dogs have fleas. So I'd like to be neutral on this. I'd like to have the men. I'd like to have the women. Why did so many women divorce their husbands? And I would imagine a few husbands divorce their wives.
Let's
I'll be
just
fair.
say spouses.
No.
No, you have to.
No.
Why not?
Because it's not spouses. It's
spouses
women divorce their
divorcing. That's it. That's all there is. It's a bottom line.
Women divorcing their husbands who were loyal to their country, while certain people were loyal to sex. Right or wrong?
You're wrong.
I'm not wrong. Don't you say that.
Why not?
I'm talking about they were only gone for 6 months. I mean, it's like going off to college, right?
Or camp.
Or, yes. You know, that Windex really has an aftertaste. Blah.
I can't side with you on this.
All right,
I'm
well,
sure
you
there
don't
are a lot of other reasons as to why the couple
Well,
split.
I'm not coming down too hard. I'm not going to come too hard on the ladies. I need women out there. Women callers. Give me a call, 673-1234. These men went off to Persian Gulf in October, November, December. They came back, April, May, June, and coming back next month. And thousands of them have received divorce papers. Why couldn't the wives ever... Now, some of the wonderful women of the United States remain faithful to their husbands for 6 years in WW2. 6 years. They didn't get any nookie for 6 years. Some people stayed loyal to their husbands for decades in Vietnam. 6 months. What kind of person is this? All right, I'll put that right there. You disagree. Right?
Yes, I do. Figures.
Doesn't take much to disagree
I
with
tell
something
ya.
that's correct. Here is a... By the way, I want to get a lot of women calls on that. Why did they divorce their husbands? Only going a couple weeks.
I think that case that you described, the first one, there was obviously some problems before. They were only married 11 months, and she already found somebody to move in with.
Because
There were
he
already
wasn't
problems.
there. He wasn't there.
No, there were already problems.
Absence makes the heart grow fonder, but makes the groin not grow at all. All right, moving right along here.
You couldn't finish that.
No, I couldn't finish that. My ailing, feeble 94-year-old mother, writes the letter writer, totally dependent upon a nursing home staff, desire to go to Jesus. I have gently, listen to this phrasing, I have gently encouraged her to allow herself to be put to sleep like Bowser. I added like Bowser.
Okay.
She suffered enough and wants no more of life. We treat people like idiots in not allowing suicide. We ought to allow people to live and die and let die. I want to repeat that phrase. I have gently encouraged her to allow herself to be put to sleep. Basically, in America, that'd be called murder.
Yes.
Let me just encourage you, the nice man, it says here from Athens, I assume that's Athens, Ohio. Don't do it yourself there, John. See, that's in America, that's called murder. Okay, put that over there. What else we got here? Tom Watkins bill, I like it. No diploma, no parole. Very good. Who's going to pay for that? Everybody wants... Let's cut the military budget. No, let's throw the homeless out on the street. Let's cut the military budget. Okay, let's cut the military budget, and those people will be thrown out of their homes. Those will be the military workers, and they'll be the homeless, right?
That's right.
How come everybody wants to cut the budget, but nobody wants to lose their jobs for America? Huh?
Huh?
I would have thought they would be like the Philadelphia shipyards. Why aren't those people happy?
Where are they going to go?
Well, they're going to go on welfare. They're happy Americans giving up their jobs to save the American budget. What do you think?
I don't think they're going to be too happy.
In fact, there was a shipyard on the West Coast who was competing against the shipyard in Philadelphia. They were calling each other names. We ought to close your base. No, we ought to close your base. No, we ought to close your base. They should close them all. We don't need them. War's over. We're the strongest military power on the face of the earth. Well, maybe not all. Okay. What else do we have here? One more? Okay, I've actually... Oh, no. I'll save that. That's no good. Let's give the one I saw on the Discovery Channel, all right?
Okay.
The Discovery Channel doesn't lie, right?
Oh, it shouldn't.
But it doesn't lie. It's always right. Global warming. And you've heard the liberal talk show hosts on this station talk global warming, and all these other fruity tooties talk global warming. There is no global warming. None. Zero.
Why, is
Zilch.
that what the Discovery Channel says?
The Discovery Channel, in a complete program last night, showed the fallacy of the entire notion of global warming. They went back to the various universities who are projecting the global warming, and they also looked at some of the other research they've done. These same computers that show variances in degree and rainfall, etc., also have concluded in the same report that the Sahara Desert receives the same yearly amount of rainfall as Ireland. By the way, if you haven't noticed, they don't. Right? See, the Sahara Desert's a desert
That's why
because it doesn't get any rainfall. Ireland is green, the Emerald Island, because it gets lots of rainfall. So the same people who have purported on their computer, the same universities that purported this is purporting, what we're talking about, it's crap. In fact, 15 years ago, the same universities were purporting ice age. The very same universities projecting today global warming, and you can't have that kind of variance in 15 years. Now, here's another piece of garbage which the people on the Discovery Channel showed last night. The same people who are telling you global warming are telling you carbon dioxide, ozone layer, rainforest, and it's all a bunch of garbage because we inhale oxygen and exhale carbon dioxide. And what do the plants do with the carbon dioxide?
They turn it into oxygen.
They inhale it and turn it into oxygen. All of that emissions garbage that has been spewing forth from our factories is wonderful for our plant life, and we're trying to clean it up. And they showed conclusively at a university study, they took 2 large plastic tents and they put tree samples inside them. And the one tent where they had regular fresh air, oxygen going in, the tree was about waist high after a period of time. When they doubled the carbon dioxide, the tree was 10.5 feet tall.
Mutant.
No, not mutant. The vegetation, the rainforest, wants and will suck up the polluted air. Even if we used all the fossil fuels on the face of this earth, it would create a food boom. Oh, it's a lie, because you can't say that on the radio. Yes, we can. Global warming, again, is a farce made up by some jerko liberal in some little closet, and they took each and every aspect of it and broke it down and destroyed it. Every aspect, including the physics aspect, all hoaxes, and there you are.
And the Discovery Channel doesn't lie.
They don't lie. They do a lot of Hitler stuff, though. One more. Do we have the right to tell the Japanese what to eat because it bothers us? Yes or no?
No. What could bother us?
Dolphin.
Oh.
The Japanese like capturing dolphins, cutting their gizzards, and eating the suckers. And there was a nice Japanese man on the TV the other day who said, "Oh, don't you tell us what to eat. We don't tell you to eat sheep and cow." See, they don't eat a lot of beef in Japan. See, they're not really into, barfy burgers. I don't think we have a right. They eat a lot of shark. They eat a lot of dolphin and things like that. I say let the Japanese eat the dolphin. It's okay by me because they are more intellectual people. What do you think?
I think it's going to bother a lot of people, the fact that they're eating the dolphin. We're trying to save the dolphin.
Why? Let the Japanese eat the dolphin. It's okay. What if the Japanese say, "Oh, we don't think you should eat cow no more. You don't have no ranchero burgers." Huh? Those
we were
burgers.
telling to get out of our face.
That's right. If the Japanese said, "We don't think you should eat cow," we'd say, "Up yours," right? Well, that's why I'm defending the Japanese right to eat dolphin.
Here's Mike Berkowitz, president of the Diamond Trading Company.
This is the Talk of Akron. WNIR 100 FM. In the Akron area, dial 673-1234. Outside Akron, call toll-free 1-800-648-0100. Now, here's Howie Chizek.
Never spray Windex near your coffee cup because some of those little droplets will go right in your coffee cup and it leaves a real nasty taste in your mouth. But I'm sure Windex is a very fine product. For cleaning windows, 673-1234. That is our Akron number. Good morning. Not as humid today.